Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Friday, July 7th, 2023. It is 6:19 a.m. Mountain Time. Wow, I'm on early. 8:19 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. We have non-farm payrolls in 10 minutes and 5 seconds to be exact. It will most likely move the markets. I don't know in which direction. I have a thesis. I have some sequencing for you, and I will go over that officially in 10 minutes. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends, take a few chart requests, warm up my TA muscles, and do an audio-visual check. Thank you, Wave. Thank you, Rob. Good morning. Hey, Casey. Where did Shake and Bake go? I saw comments earlier. When I do top chat versus live chat, and it doesn't always look the same. But I want to say good morning to everyone. Okay, Greg, Luke, Simper, hey Jungle Cat, hey Tess, Rob, Jahan, Topher. It is New Orleans Day, Trey. I didn't know that. Hey Mary, hello, hello. Here's an LSU story. My son really jacked up his ankle this past weekend in Louisiana. He had a high ankle sprain. He tore at least 2 ligaments that they can tell so far. The swelling is so bad. When I flew him back to Boise and brought him to the urgent care, the ortho urgent care, and the doctor that walks in is like, I heard you've been in Louisiana. And he's like, I just took off my LSU hat. It's like you always have a friend if you find an LSU alum and you're an LSU alum. You always have a friend. Okay, sorry for the side story. Hey, Mary. Hello, hello. Rob, Wave Trader, Sir Fernando, Gio. Hey, Mike, Luke, Hector, Patrick, Mila, Hugo, George, Mal, KK, Mary, Shake and Bake. There he is. Hey, Train Man Dan. If y'all can't tell, I've been up pretty early and I've had my athletic greens. I am pretty pumped for this day. I am trying the app for the first time today on TradingView for the pregame show. Hopefully it goes more smoothly than what TradingView, how it's been treating me the last couple of months. So hopefully this app will make it a little bit more smooth. So let me go back up to the top. Solano. Okay, what's going on with Solano? Running into the daily 200 MA. Okay, a weekly lower high is the more likely scenario. When I see this, I just want to remind myself this is a beautiful bounce. Odds favor high or low on the weekly, but what's going to come first? And that's what we have to manage. What's going to come first is the lower high. As far as odds, doesn't mean it'll happen like this. But as far as odds, a lower high is more likely. So I want to be prepared for that and then look for a pullback buy once the lower high is established. Now, it could absolutely rip to a higher high, and that would be great for bulls, but that's not what the probabilities are lined up for. So right now, we're negating this hourly head and shoulders. We're getting a higher high. 4 hour, I think bears are well positioned here to top fish. 2098. Okay, now how do I do auto? Okay, it's the same in the app. Good. Okay. Plenty of room for a 15-minute high or low. These bulls are putting on some serious defense, but again, I'm a more comfortable bear near $21 than I am a bull here. Happy Friday. Hi, Luke in Australia. BCH. BCH is not having a good morning. Daily holding the 8 EMA. 4 hour, we're approaching support. 27233. Hit the monthly 50 EMA overhead. $15-minute approaching oversold. You've already had a 15-minute oversold bounce. I get asked this a lot. How do you know to switch from 15-minute back burner to then hourly back burner or 30-minute? When the first one works, which this one did, then that time frame is taken off the table. Now I have to wait for an hourly oversold to be more comfortable that this daily high or low is getting closer to being put in. And right now I don't have that comfort level. So a little bit more consolidation than what bulls would like to see. Let me do the math on that real quick. Actually, man, this is a big bull move. Daily inside bar. Let's see if bulls can hold 272.33. So if I'm looking bullish, I would look to play against 272. If I'm looking bearish, I'd look to play against 287.50. You just can't stay away, Mal. Yep, Mary, that net, a triple daily inside bar broke bear, but without a lot of follow through because we're still in this larger time frame. Wait, did we break that yesterday? We did. It's all about 61.66, 61.73. Yeah, I would still call that a double bottom. Bulls could be playing off that low of yesterday, 61.66. You're heading there in 10 minutes. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description of this YouTube video, and you can get a PDF explanation as to what my indicators are. Quickly, I use the 8 and 21 EMA. I use the 50 and 200 simple moving average. I use volume, RSI, and the Squeeze Pro indicator. The yellow candles are inside bars. That's the abbreviated version of what I use. VFC. Is this Vanity Fair? Man, that outlet is so old. I guess it's more than an outlet, but weekly 8 EMA has been totally controlling price. Daily downtrend, every pop keeps getting sold into. What did you want on VFC? Yeah, this is not a good chart. Keeps bleeding lower. Keeps bleeding. Leona, I can't think of her last name. If you want to look for a weekly higher low compared to 1797, I wouldn't stand in front of you, but nope, that's not 1797. 1652, but this is a very weak chart. Hey, can everyone else see the video? When for you can't? HKD, oh, what a mess. We have data in 3 minutes. Disaster of a chart. Speaking of disaster, one of the funniest memes I've ever seen talks about it's a wedding invitation. I have to find that and show y'all next week. Okay, we have a squeeze on the hourly chart. Bulls are trying to get something going. Remember how many bag holders you have overhead. This thing hit $2,555. You got some serious bag holders overhead. So pops are where people who bought at higher prices are going to unload their Louis Vuitton, i.e. their baggage, their bag holding. 690 is your next resistance. You couldn't throw me into this chart. Leona Lewis, that's who it is. Oh, cool, Rob. I'm going to stop after this because I really want to talk about what I think is going on right now. Well, it's not what I think. I can only tell you what I see. And I'm going to go over what I see in some key areas. What's the question on multiple bottom on 156.55? Daily 50 MA continues to be strong resistance, potential weekly bear flag, potential monthly bear flag. I'd be careful. But speaking of my son, they use this company a lot for their solar panels. I mean, I guess you could go for a long against 160, high probability of getting stopped out. All right, yeah, hit that like button. Okay, let's go look at ES. Let me make sure that I'm clear on what I'm looking at. Here are our pivotal areas this morning on our 3 of our 4 major indices. NQ is keep fighting to keep the candle bodies above 0.382, retrace for a daily cup and handle alive. RTY sitting on the daily 200 MA, YM holding the daily 50 MA, and 34,000 psychological. As far as decision points and decision trees, I can't think of a better area than where we are right now for this data to break us out or down. Do y'all see this 0.382 is 15211 right here? And if I'm going fast, my normal listeners, they can keep up with me. Hopefully you'll get used to my style. But this is a potential daily cup and handle on NQ. And these candle bodies have not closed below. That is a great bullish sign for bulls. I am more bullish than bearish. Data in 20 minutes. I believe this is a bear trap, actually. We're sitting on the daily 200 MA. That is mega support for RTY. YM, we're sitting on the daily 50 MA and we're holding 34,000 psychological. We had a break back here of 33855. That's your next support. Looks like bulls are front running non-farm payroll data. Let's go see what that data is. Non-farm payroll, 209,000. Forecast was 225. So a little less than possible. And there's our bull break that I was looking for. I wanted to get that out as quick as possible because I do believe this is the best area for bulls to bears, for bulls to defend. Bulls definitely are in a better risk to reward area than bears right here at 4440. And there you go. I can't do it any better than that, y'all. All right. So overall, I'm looking more bullish than bearish. And there's the pop. I can't even believe how clear it was this morning. I slept well last night and I woke up this morning. I'm like, I told my husband, he asked me at like 4:30, what do you think? I'm like, this is a bear trap. It just looks so clear where we are. Doesn't mean this is exactly how it's going to go down, but bulls have the edge today. Now let me go over my notes. I want to be sure okay, I showed you that on the pivotal areas. Okay, so we went over that. And let me introduce myself. My name is Lori, pronounced with the Ori. I always want to do that. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Guy Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be handy dandy and lovely. I go over the economic events that are coming up, and overall, we got them over with. They're done for the day. We have some minor stuff coming up, the oil rig count that comes out every Friday. Again, we're leaning more bullish and bearish. Bitcoin, I did not make a decision, or QQQ, Tesla, or SMH, and I'll go over why I didn't. I used my own subjective judgment, and I will show you why. So let's go look. Let's don't look at the charts. Let's look at the app. That's not the right app. This is the right app. All right, let's go up to ES. ES, we're looking for a daily high or low. We've lost the 8 EMA. We haven't lost the 21 EMA. No harm, no foul. Major low volume in pre-market. We're getting over resistance of 44.51. Your new support is 443425. So I used the other three major indices to give me a clue today. And ES, I thought, was the one that was in no man's land. Y'all look at NQ Go. Daily cup and handle just got closer to being confirmed. Now we need a trend. Well, we got a trend change confirmation on the hourly chart. This daily cup and handle is closer to a reality now. Let's say that. That's a safer way to say it. RTY, we are defending this daily 50 MA, daily 200 MA, excuse me. Okay, do y'all remember? I had a couple y'all laugh at me because I said I wanted RTY, IWM, and open to get the bejesus beat out of it. Do y'all remember I said that? I wanted to flush as hard as possible, get as beat up as possible for a long entry. And what we were looking at is looking for the daily high or low, while 4-hour got oversold. And it was a beautiful entry. And I think IWM still represents a good risk to reward long today. That worked out very well for us. Then going back to YM. And I know some of y'all are like, how is she trading without market profile? And I look at Dan and I say, how does he trade without the simple 50 moving average? We all have our style, but what's awesome is most of the time, the consistently profitable traders still arrive at the same conclusion. We're holding this key 50 MA on YM. We're not getting over 34159 yet. It's a little more lethargic than the other four. All right. Again, I can't do it any better than what I just did it today for this bear trap that I was anticipating. Can y'all just hit that like button if I helped anyone? Absolutely anyone. Can you hit it? I would appreciate it because I'm pretty pleased. Okay, my friend Trey, and yes, he gets preferential treatment because he's a TCG member and a Louisianian. He asked me, and I'm going to show y'all my notes. I typically reserve the notes for TCG members only. But he said, hey, can you talk a little bit as to why you use ES versus SPY this morning on the show? And I'm going to go over heart rate example. Let me show you what I mean. Move this back over. All right, on ES, we get 23 hours of information 5 days a week. On SPY, 4 regular hours, we get 6.5 hours of data per week. So this daily chart has 6.5 hours of data per week. This one has 23 hours. If your doctor said, measure your heart rate, and I want you to take a reading 23 hours a day versus 6.5 hours a day, which reading would the doctor trust more for your heart rate if he's trying to get a baseline? He would trust the 23-hour reading more because he has more data. That's why I trust ES more than SPY, because it has more data. I can't think of a better analogy than like that. Tamazon, I love you more. Love you more. Good, JFB. Glad it helped. So glad. All right, the bulls are not out of the woods yet, but they definitely have made some better strides. Hang Seng was down overnight. DAX is green. Bitcoin, why did I not make a decision on the decision tree over here on Bitcoin? You see that? Potential IHS on the hourly chart. Y'all see this? So the question was this going to break bull? Or was 4-hour bear flag going to come to fruition? Typically, you give more weight to the higher time frame. Bulls were not completely rolling over this morning. So we're breaking bull right now on Bitcoin with this hourly IHS. Okay, dollar. And for auto, y'all, you hover over this right axis over here, this right, whatever you call it, legend, and click A, and that makes it auto. Dollar is coming in hard. Okay, this is what I am positioned bearish on the dollar because of this break. I tell y'all, I don't trade trend lines, but as you can see, I'm trading them more and more and more. Y'all look at this break of this trend line hourly chart to the downside. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 1 second, y'all. I've got to take profits on a gold long. Dang. Because I was bearish the dollar, I've been gold long. Y'all, can y'all just give me a second? I think I did some good analysis for you, so just bear with me real quick. These are trades that I put on yesterday based on this dollar chart, and I just want to take a little bit off. I'm going to take some gold future longs off. Again, I am bearish the dollar. I am bullish gold. I am bullish the market. Okay, y'all, thank y'all for bearing with me. Hey, Sharon. Thank you. All right, so on the dollar, I am bearish, and I am bearish on bounces. And I know a lot of you trade Forex, and I'm trying to follow it a little more so I can help y'all. US Canadian here. I like USCAD short. We're running into the daily 50 MA overhead. I just went over my dollar short thesis. So if you're looking for a short, I like a USCAD short on a bounce against 133.865. Aw, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. I appreciate y'all understanding. My number one goal is always to help people, but I do have a family to feed as well. All right. Okay, let's go back to the top. Let's go over gold. Gold, let me start out with a monthly thesis. We are looking for a monthly higher low on gold. We're right here at 1900, 1908 support has held. That is a nice risk to reward to get involved in gold. And on the daily chart, I was looking for a potential higher low to 1900. Well, now we've broken over the high of yesterday. That daily higher low is now set most likely at 1908. Now look at the 4-hour chart. Bulls still have work to do. They are not out of the woods on this one yet. We got to get over 1942. So now if you wanted to buy a bull pullback to 1908.50, I like that. I like that buy. Another note I had is that trading is a lot like healthy living. You never let up. My mom always says never let up. Like in defense and basketball, we were a big sports family. When you're ahead by 20 points, don't just run them into the ground, but don't let up on defense. Keep playing defense. And if you're a consistently profitable trader, that's important too. It's not like you go off your healthy journey just because you've lost weight and reached your goal weight and then start eating Twizzlers again. Can you see that Twizzlers was an oddly specific example because that's my weakness? So you don't stop. You never let up. You never stop with your risk management. You never let up. Okay, market's pulling back a little more than I'd like here. And I'm watching my positions because I don't want to give up a lot of my gains that I had from positioning this morning. So just be careful there. This is pulling back more than bulls would like. Okay. Good morning, Tasha. Green eggs and Cam. I consider pre-market range when we have decent pre-market volume, and a lot of my high beta names that I follow, they have great pre-market volume, so I don't overly worry about it. Okay, on oil. Oil has this trend line here, and yes, it breached it yesterday, but then came back above. I'm watching this for oil to potentially get, I think it's a 3-day lower high. A 3-day lower high compared to 72.72. These bulls keep playing defense. Okay, market's pulling back way more than what a bull would like. So y'all protect yourself out here in these streets. Okay, we got to hold 4434 or this bull thesis is out the window. Totally out the window. So let's see if bulls buy this dip. Let's see. Sorry about all. This is not the type of candle you want to see. So we need to mark off the high and the low once we find a temporary low. And then once either of those get breached, then we have a problem if it's to the downside. All right. Oil, I told you I'm looking for a potential break of these trend lines, and I'm looking short on oil, y'all. And I don't mean to be repetitive, but yes, I mean to be repetitive. As long as this 3-day lower high is on board here, I am short oil. Nat gas, and I don't mean to always be a naysayer on gas. I need to be able to give y'all a confident read, a more confident read, and I don't have one on nat gas, so I just keep telling you I'm sorry, I don't. This looks like a potential 6-hour bear flag if you ask me. This is bearish. Market's pulling back way too much now. Bulls need to hold. Here's the number, y'all. And I'm going to make it simple because I've gone over a lot of data points and I need to simplify. This is it. We got to hold 1517650 or more consolidation could be incoming. No, not necessarily. Oil and XLE do not run one-to-one. XLE can sometimes do its own thing. So you can't just carte blanche say that if you trade oil, you can trade XLE. They are very correlated, but not one for one. Okay. Apple. I don't mean to rain on the bears parade, but that's a potential inverse head and shoulders on the hourly chart. And my mama said There ain't nothing wrong with this chart. Gap filled, holding 8 EMA, potential hourly inverse head and shoulders. What's the problem here on Apple? The Great Wall of Louisiana is overhead, that 50 MA. We're up here closer to yesterday's high than yesterday's low. I have a hard time getting bearish on the market when Apple looks like this. And this is something I need to talk about more. Microsoft. Microsoft looks fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that chart. Potential weekly bull flag, one of the largest holdings in QQQ. We're pulling back a little bit from yesterday's high, but we're closer to yesterday's high than yesterday's low. NQ long is the place to be, in my opinion, with positioning on Apple, Microsoft, and NASDAQ daily cup and handle. And I am not always succinct or linear. Hardly ever, actually. But today, I feel like I am being super clear with y'all. Amazon, we are over the high of yesterday. There is nothing bearish about that. Let me go to my notes, make sure I didn't want to say anything else on Amazon. Daily double bottom. We held the daily double bottom. Pullback buy is where it's at. And you could use the pre-market low of 127.76 because it has volume. Rob H. That's funny. NVIDIA. 420, anyone? Y'all were over the high of yesterday. Daily EQ. Bounce was high enough to make enough room for a higher low. To me, today it's about, I told y'all the NASDAQ number, so I don't want to contradict myself. I told you. There's the number right there, 1517650. Second most important chart of the day, semis. Semis, our support 146.83, and yesterday we double bottomed at it. We got to hold it, y'all. If semis get a good bounce going today, and we're close to yesterday's high, NASDAQ will have more strength than ES. If semis can hold up today, that would help NASDAQ achieve its goal of a potential daily cup and handle. All right. Tesla. Okay, y'all want to see Baba. So Hang Seng was red overnight. Baba didn't get that memo. Oh, 82, 82, 82.64. Bulls are trying to buy it as if it's a double bottom. That's strong. That's really strong. If bears are unable to fill this gap at 83.95 at open, if it stair steps down and unable to fill and then turn, you could put your stop at the bottom. So I would love a stair step buy on a lower time frame on a pullback. Baba looks really good. Tesla, I don't have a good read on. Potential daily bull flag. We're running into the hourly Great Wall of Louisiana. We're up here closer to a high of yesterday than the low. It actually looks more bullish than bearish. Okay, BAC. Okay, BAC is at the daily 50 MA. We filled the gap. You have support at 27.90. Do y'all see that? We're at 28.20 right now. We are 31 cents from support. So I'm up in here telling y'all this is a great risk to reward. And if you're wrong, you're stopped out by 30-something cents. That ain't bad. That's not bad at all. Bank of America, potential bottom fish at the daily 50 MA, looking for a daily higher low using 27.90 as support. IWM, hammer time yesterday. Look at that lower wick of bulls buying the dip. Looking for the daily higher low. Did the 4-hour oversold conditions put in that higher low? Possibly. You're looking for a potential long against 180.72. Mara and Riot. Let's see. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin is not getting over the hourly EMAs, so I am leaning more bearish than bullish on Mara and Riot with these potential hourly head and shoulders. It actually looks better on the 2-hour. Bling, bling. Who took that Riot trade yesterday live with me? Worked out well. So let's see if MARA and Riot can stave off this potential head and shoulders. Riot, I would look for a top fish against 1355. And if Bitcoin gets over the hourly EMAs, this top fish is a bust. Rivian. Okay, Rivian's a tough one. Back burner watch, first 5 or 15 minute oversold. So here's all your levels you have coming up on Rivian. 2274, and then you don't have resistance until 2796 and 2928. You have your weekly 50 MA overhead. We are gapping up bigly. High of yesterday, 2177. If bears are unable to fill that gap early on, we could have a gap and go situation. If we fill that gap early on, then we could have a gap and crap, and it could be a top fish setup. And if you don't know what I mean, that just means this is a ninja setup, and only the more experienced traders should trade this. This is a super bullish chart with super pre-market volume, but gap ups are typically for selling, typically. So we'll see how Rivian behaves, and gap rules are in effect. Okay, if you missed all that, let's see, where's my text? There, so let me add to this. Didn't have as many hiccups today on the app. Yay! Okay, so I like dollar short, oil potential short, and what was the other one? NASDAQ long, as long as we're holding 15176. I'm long, and I like GC long for hourly higher low pullback buy. Okay, if y'all want to screenshot that, here's what I'm watching today. And there's the bounce. We're recovering, y'all. I'm telling you, as long as NASDAQ is in this daily cup and handle pattern, don't get yourself overly positioned bearishly, because you're going to get hurt with Apple and Microsoft looking the way it is. And I love you all. I have never had, this is one of my flow states. I can't tell you the last time I felt this. It's been a minute. Disney, 87.34 support, hitting 87.78. Potential weekly bear flag. That kind of looks like a falling wedge, actually. I like that for potential falling wedge. What was the other one? OE. This one looked like a falling wedge yesterday. And it's breaking bull. Do y'all see it? This is a beautiful chart if you trade Forex, or if you want to trade 6E futures. And I like the dollar week, so you know I love this setup. That's one of the stellar setups. I'm actually in this trade. This is beautiful. EXC. We're holding the daily 50 MA. Utilities. I mean, nice EQ on the monthly, weekly squeeze, fighting to get over the weekly 50 MA. I would try to look for a daily higher low pullback buy, and you have resistance at 40.32. Y'all hit that like button. Only 143 likes, and I'm up here spitting. Potential daily bull flag. Getting whacked at the hourly 50 MA, 1904 is your resistance. Again, potential daily bull flag. I have a personal issue with CCL. I don't see why so many people are on cruises, but dang it, they love it. Oxy, I like bullish because of Buffett, but oil has been super weak. We need to hold 56.77. I like for a long buy against 56.77 or 57.17, yesterday's low. High probability of getting stopped out. I'm done. I can't. My head's about to explode in goodness. I love you all. Thank you for being here, TCGers. I will be in the room, and hopefully I will continue to be throwing out setups all day long because I'm feeling it. All right. Y'all use stop losses and have a great weekend.